Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the 7th installment of a live question and answer with yours truly, nednednerB, the Schizophrenic. I think this is a really relaxed live stream. There's not a lot of people who show up, just a few. They trickle in, they see the notification, they pop in, and yeah, I like this live stream. I like answering questions for people. I like answering my viewers' questions. Some of the same faces show up in the live chat each time, which is fun. I see a few people trickling into the live stream right now. Feel free to ask any questions in the live chat. Hey there, Zen Quartz. Hi. Please do use the live chat because otherwise I feel like I'm very alone. I feel like I'm very alone on here. That's funny. I do have a relatively small channel, so the live chat doesn't fill up. The room doesn't fill up, but that's okay. I can give it a few minutes to warm up. How did you get to be so awesome? That's funny. Lots and lots of practice at being awesome is what made me so awesome. Lots and lots of practice. Miriam Glia, hey there. How did you know you had schizophrenia for the first time? Thanks for that question. That's a good question. So for me, I had the internet at an early age, like in 2000 or something. It was the early internet. And I was surfing around. I don't even know if Google was active yet, but I was searching around. I was looking at blogs, looking at people's personal websites, and I found a number of pages where people were describing their experience of schizophrenia. And looking at those descriptions of their lived experience, their own description of their own mental state put in their own terms, in that situation, I recognized myself and I said, oh, my thoughts are disturbed. I play with language a lot. I have some weird beliefs. Yeah, I think I have schizophrenia. And then it just kind of sat in the background. I carried on. I was finishing high school. And it wasn't until at the end of the summer after high school that I had a extreme acute psychotic episode, and I went into the hospital, and then they kind of like wondered, is it drugs? Is it intermittent? Is he going to be okay after he calms down? But then they sent me home, and then I saw a doctor, and I took in my journal and I pointed it at her and I said, I have schizophrenia, see? She grabbed the journal, she opened it up, she took a couple pages, quick glance. She closed it and she handed it to me and she said, yes, you have schizophrenia. The observations of the nursing staff and the hospital doctors, plus what looked like a rich history of linguistic disorder and thought disorder, it was relatively quick to make that decision for the doctor. And then that was in 2002. I was just diagnosed pretty much like that. So Zen Quartz says, maybe talk about self-awareness at some point after you've done, after done, of course. Self-awareness. Well, related to the last question that I just answered about knowing I had schizophrenia for the first time, since I read about it and I like learned about it from a perspective that I was guiding myself to that understanding, I wasn't told by the doctor, I wasn't told by someone or whatever. I found it on my own and I said, aha, that feels like me. And that self-awareness probably plays a protective role because I was open-minded to that. I wasn't subsumed by a delusional ocean. And in that, I was able to question the delusional content. It would come in and I'd say, oh, wait, but I might have schizophrenia. This could be a delusion. Some people are in a different boat where they deny they have schizophrenia. They deny that their beliefs are delusional. And then they probably don't have self-awareness that the delusion is coming out of the brain in some way, coming out of the thought history in some way. Mm-hmm. You're welcome, Miriam. I'm glad I could share that story about how I had schizophrenia, how I knew I had schizophrenia for the first time. Do you have any other question, Miriam? Feel free to ask. Hey, if anyone's joining in and watching this, feel free to ask a question about schizophrenia, about my lived experience about schizophrenia. Any questions you feel like asking, go ahead and ask in the live chat. With your questions, I can give answers. Without your questions, I cannot give any answers. Does anybody have any questions? Is this live chat working? Knock, 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 knock. Bang, 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 bang. I don't see any questions yet. Maybe they're hidden. No, I don't see any hidden questions. I guess Saturday morning, people are probably watching cartoons. For anyone who's watching who wasn't watching earlier, I'm nednednerB, the Schizophrenic. This is a live question and answer about schizophrenia. I'm here to answer any questions anyone has about schizophrenia in general or my experience of schizophrenia. So feel free to ask any questions in that live chat. The marijuana myth. The marijuana myth is, well, that's really contentious because some people don't do well with any substances, and some people use substances to relax themselves or whatever. And I don't really want to talk about that subject. Marijuana myth, no. If anybody's wandering in, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot. Check out my mom's paintings on the wall. They're beautiful. I love these paintings. They're a great backdrop for this live stream. Well, I might cut off at around 10 minutes because I've only seen a couple questions. How to help someone who's in denial about their own schizophrenia. I can talk about that for a couple minutes. One thing I know is that if someone is in denial about their schizophrenia, if they have delusional content in their head, beliefs that are just not true, addressing those beliefs directly is probably going to fail big time. If you confront a delusion directly, you hike up the defenses of the person, and they will definitely resist the correction of their delusion. So you have to do something else if you want to help someone with schizophrenia who's in denial. You've just got to be a friend. You've got to be a family member. You've got to be a partner. You've got to be all those sorts of things to them anyway. And if you support them and talk about things other than the delusions, you might be able to bolster some kind of resilience beside the delusional content, the part that's being denied. Maybe you can talk about things that they can accept, and maybe then you can talk about other things they can accept. However, totally being in denial about the schizophrenia, chances are those individuals are going to be resisting medication. And definitely it looks like medication is not a bad idea for lots of schizophrenics. The newer medications are better than the older medications, and I think someone has to really accept they have a mental health condition before there will be real change in the treatment plan or the recovery. And I think in that regard, how we help someone who's in denial about their own schizophrenia is in part creating a community and whole society which knows more about schizophrenia and can therefore collectively acknowledge schizophrenia and psychosis and bipolar and schizoaffective as possible states for a mind body to be in. Then individually people will be more accepting of their condition. And in that regard, we won't be in as denial. We'll all be okay with the possibility of ourselves becoming sick like that, and that's not a big deal. Zanpor is asking, how do you feel about forced medication? Forced medication is kind of scary. It's obviously not good to force someone into treatment, but at the same regard, 2 to 3 out of 5 people diagnosed with schizophrenia almost kill themselves by suicide. And 1 in 5 schizophrenics does die by suicide. So that's like a compelling reason to medicate someone. If medicating someone reduces the chance of suicide, well, I think that's a pretty good thing. And that's a whole can of worms with people's desires to have freedom for assisted dying and such contemplations. Some people are suffering a lot and they want to leave. That is a huge zone of complication and complicated thought, where you really should try to get someone to accept they're being medicated instead of staying in that position where you are forcing them. But if someone is in a hospital and they're not getting well and they're like 17 years old, I don't think it's conscionable to not intervene. But it's very complex. It's very complicated to intervene by force in someone's mental affairs. It's really complex. Okay, I'm going to leave this live stream at under 15 minutes. So thanks for watching, everyone. I saw 2 viewers turn to 3, turn to 4, turn to 3, turn to 4, turn to 3, turn to 2. So if you made it this far and you're still watching, thanks. Have a good day, everyone. Peace.